abusuafo ne etifo ye mo bibia akwaba eba Alpha 1G so share subscribe my Newz bia no shi bia be notification phone so Parliament na why she pa sisi no NDC any MPP fo nyina achese Kojo Oppong Nkrumah na nkasa ne attestify mo say Auto Forson the finance minister na a great job. He is doing an excellent job at the finance ministry, because all the compare kind of rata then answer I say kura Kojo Oppong Nkrumah nkasa jiatum say dollar no say no a depreciate the city and the city so they appreciating the dollar one nkasa jiatum and NDC MPs for now about force and also because within a year 6 months in office now as compared to the 8 years in office now 8 years in office now just MPP man you can hear the eba bemono it's a difference on pama is a Kojo Oppong Nkrumah company advise ya crack the Emma to force coming read as seen needing commercial at also.
Today they are buying petrol, diesel cheaper than they left it. Those who are complaining today, criticizing the very economy that we are all enjoying today, are buying diesel, petrol at 11 cities, which they, in fact they can't they can't deny. Mr. Speaker, this same economy is paying our students, is paying back our students school fees that they have what they have paid, free tertiary education. That's the first year. It's paying them. Yeah, this same economy, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this same economy that they are criticizing is providing fertilizers, feed Ghana, fertilizers to our farmers, something that they couldn't do in 8 years. Mr. Speaker, this same economy is paying allowances that they couldn't pay to the tertiary students. Economy they handle, Mr. Speaker. Economy they handle. 8 years ago, Mr. Speaker, all what we are trying to say, Mr. Speaker, all what we are trying to say is that Ato and the governor and the managers of the economy have managed this particular economy in 6 months more than they have done in 8 years. Yeah. They are enjoying. They are benefiting from it. It's something that they can't
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Honourable members, Kojo, you want to speak? Will you speak, Kojo? No, I want to know whether you will speak. Honourable members, I want Kojo, who is the ranking for the economy. That's why I'm insisting.
Speaker, we had agreed that when the last speaker over there speaks, it will come to leaders. And then we'll draw the curtain.
But now I saw Kojo, that's why I want to go 1-1 again.
Well, Speaker, it's your prerogative. If
so
it's your decision, that's fine.
I'll call Kojo, then I'll come to you, then I'll come to leadership. If he doesn't want to speak, fine, he can yield it to somebody. So that's why I was insisting. Kojo, are you speaking? Are you speaking? Kojo, but before you speak, please let me acknowledge.
How sustainable is it to continuously be dumping $1.4 billion onto the Ghanaian market in a 6-month period? Do we have that kind of reserves? And it therefore calls for some more honest and prudent economic planning beyond an attempt to take fiscal plaudits. Mr. Speaker, the next matter I want to speak to is the subject of fiscal discipline. Sometimes you hear it being bandied about fiscal discipline. Fiscal discipline does not mean a failure to meet your fiscal targets. If you program to raise, for example, $1 billion and spend 800 million and leave a balance of 200 million, you don't fail to raise your billion and just maybe raise about 300 million, spend 100, and say that fiscal discipline, you've still achieved 200 million. No, that's not it. Because there are a lot of public goods and services you have programmed to do with that 800 million. Today, Mr. Speaker, we were here in this chamber when the Minister for Finance represented to us that so much money had been sent to the district assemblies and that the district is going to the assemblies. All of us here in the chamber know that none of your districts has received that money. None of your districts has received that money. None of your districts has received that money. So if you have not mobilized and spent that money, and you keep touting fiscal discipline, it will come back to haunt you. Mr. Speaker, currently, the government has launched the 1 million coders program, Agric for Economic Transformation, known as Feed Ghana, National Apprenticeship Program, and a number of other programs. They even announced recently that they have signed a contract to send over 2,000 Ghanaians to work abroad. We all know that no money has been released for these programs, and so there are no real beneficiaries on the ground. So this argument of fiscal discipline that you want to tout as rhetoric, Mr. Speaker, we encourage our colleagues, is not backed by the numbers. Your numbers have not exactly performed, so you haven't spent. It is now that monies are being mobilized to be released to the ministries, departments, and agencies. And so that cannot be defined as fiscal discipline. The failure to perform on the fiscal program is not fiscal discipline. Mr. Speaker, finally, conversations border around relief in the economy. Yes, it is true that as the city has appreciated, it has translated into a lower cost of various items that are imported. But we've already discussed the sustainability and the why. But even at the same time, you have increased electricity tariffs by 14% earlier, and then another 2.5%, and you are advertising to increase electricity tariffs some more. That is not relief to the Ghanaian consumer. You have increased water tariffs. That is not relief to the Ghanaian consumer. You are beginning to advertise that cocoa prices, and the majority of farmers who are cocoa farmers who benefit from cocoa, and we're hoping they will get some more based on the promises you have made. You are beginning to advertise that you may not be in a position to increase cocoa prices and give them more relief. And so, Mr. Speaker, yes, there have been developments on the Ghanaian economy. We expect that the Minister for Finance will appear shortly to provide some more details. But the reasons that are being given should be reasons that align more with the facts and less with the propaganda. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I stand on a point of correction. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to contribute to the debate, but before I do that, Mr. Speaker, I want to stand on a point of correction. Mr. Speaker, the statement made by the minority leader, Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I think is quite offensive. Mr. Speaker, as there's only 14% women in this House, Mr. Speaker, some of the statements he made are also going to be in the hazard. Mr. Speaker, I'm sitting here speaking on behalf of the women.
Honorable Professor, I've given you the floor. Contribute to the statement. That's what I...
But before I contribute to the statement, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Professor,
I would like to very much have that part of the conversation, of the discussion expunged, because I was being attacked when I had not said a word. I was just standing up and waiting to catch your eye. Mr. Speaker, it makes it very difficult for the women. There's only 14% of us in this House. So when we stand up and we speak, and we are getting veiled threats, and also passive-aggressive behaviors towards us, Mr. Speaker, it makes it very, very, very difficult for us women to speak. So, Mr. Speaker, I really respectfully want to put this on the record, that I was unprovoked. I did not provoke that comment, and I also feel that I'm offended by it, because I did nothing to deserve that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, let me come to the leadership. Yes. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member, we are going to have another statement, then you contribute, please.
Mr. Speaker, let me commend our colleague who chairs the Economy Committee, Honorable Dr. Erikafu, Mr. Speaker, for bringing this statement to the fore for all of us to make comments upon. Mr. Speaker, this 5-page document which you read, I've had the opportunity of going through it, and I must admit that it's taking him a great deal of industry to produce this. Development of a resilient and forward-looking economy of Ghana. Switzerland has pledged its support to Ghana through economic, trade, governance, democracy, peace and security, environment and climate change, as well as sustainable development, end quote. Mr. Speaker, whilst the issue of $77 million grant is a fact, my question is, how did the Swiss government generate this wealth? Through taxes. It is true that certain statistics are showing some positive signs. My concern is how to sustain these positive data that we are seeing. How do we sustain them? Mr. Speaker, one, as a country, we must change our attitude. We have a huge attitudinal deficit. Many of our compatriots, when they benefit from initiatives of government, they see it as a freebie. In the end, we the political class, we the politicians, who play politics with this, and it becomes a burden on the country, and they go scot-free. The time has come, in my very humble view, for us to ensure a national dialogue, to chart a new path, and begin a new conversation that would help change the attitude of the very people who elect us into this chamber. Mr. Speaker, if, as political leaders, we don't come together to identify the areas of the economy that affect the very foundation of our country, trust me, our democracy may not be there for us to benefit from. The attitude of our own people must change. Mr. Speaker, I am not shy to cite some examples of interventions by government that have gone waste. Let's go back to President Rawlings, Poverty Alleviation Fund. Those who benefited, did they pay? Kufuor came, he continued. Kufuor started Maslock. Professor Mills continued Maslock. President Mahama, Chapter 1, continued Maslock. Akufo-Addo continued Maslock. Even introduced the NEIP. How many people benefited and paid? We buy them the tractors. We buy them the aboboya. They take the money. Do we pursue? Because if they don't pay, and because of politics, you also don't pursue because you want them to vote for you again. And there is no positive attitude, Mr. Speaker. This country will stagnate. It won't go anywhere. Look at the energy sector crisis we are facing. I was privileged to have chaired the ECG board for some few months. And Mr. Speaker, if you see the challenge there, government, monies that government would have to use for development, it is using that same money to pay for electricity that people have enjoyed and are refusing to pay. How many companies are paying ECG bills? Even some of their prepaid meters have expired. People consume power because the meter is not reading. I believe that the political leaders of Ghana today must see this as real threat to democracy. Because looking at the trend in global politics, nobody is ready to bring you a tax money to develop your country when you yourself, you can deal with some inefficiencies in your system. So I am saying that if we can sustain them...
NDC MPs for near the just honorable back why they are sorry now or this a much praises and Emma out of forcing and a Bank of Ghana Nipo Dan a Siama honorable Siama I just want to say the A perform a good job. I just the praise I can say the mom because in your more and a good board no more to say na and Ganya the Ankas and $1 I could do 17 Ghana no. As a honorable Habib, a transfer by the obey defending in Kenya and Gassami guess what boom boom says in Huno. Because first in history, now the land setting boom boom, not a year one on my head. A $1 year, you might not made almost a Pamahama, just only the old yard but $100 so. You see, $1 is stable, 10.4, 10.3 is stable. And we know it's a bounce out compared to. We know because the president and side, I'm sure it's a best stay between 10 and 12. So we are praying, say a best stay in that between because in Kojo and no free a year for Ghana. It could do 17 Ghana. On Pekacha John Traman say on every 1 city, could do 4 cities, only incompetent. But on my favorite 4 cities, how could do a 17 Ghana cities in a day? They are competent because Russia and Ukraine war. Send Israel and one war so coso. War near coso. Then so $1 na India and they be. And one of my Kojo Oppong composite this some advice to be a dema a out of force on one Gassa ministry say a be a on ye say, or yes, sir, a dear a ministry made but performing well. On one Gaza Jatun say, he said $1 Nangasanga side, I appreciate the dollar. Sorry, the city near the I appreciated the dollar, and $1 near the 80 appreciated the city. On one Gaza Jatun say, San Koso. And we are happy. So on one can join the MPs for a defend the answer made almost President John Dramani Mama so or may you be an argument about bill wife and out of forcing any good board and any power that here Biojano because the game is honest here because I make the game maybe I'm going to because any this amount you can buy now might be behind the eye for 4 Magana for. Be behind the air quarter 10 Magana for. And not nice on my Bible intending. We know the advice I carry. As I demand a year at forcing. Anyone can send a meeting my economy a year. Because on one gazette, to say, on my economy no more, Nanya Papa. Nanya Papa. We need Yama a Kojo Oppong money NDC MP about Bonta Jeremy or coming, celebrating Swashi. I'm more down for Sonia. I have 400 Akroma.